Did you just find a 2009 penny in your change? Don't spend it.
That tiny copper coin could be worth a life-changing $876,000.
Yes, you heard that right. 1 penny.
Nearly $1 million. Most people toss their pennies aside without a second thought.
But what if that ordinary-looking coin is actually a rare collector's jackpot?
Today, we're diving into one of the most mysterious and valuable pennies in modern history, the 2009 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. So why is the 2009 penny so special? In 2009, the U.S. Mint released a special series of Lincoln cents to celebrate the 200th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth.
They released 4 unique reverse designs showing different stages of Lincoln's life.
These included the birth and early childhood in Kentucky, the formative years in Indiana, the professional life in Illinois, and the presidency in Washington, D.C. Now, millions of these pennies were made. But here's where things get interesting. A tiny fraction of these coins, specifically from the formative years series, were struck without a mint mark and contained extreme die errors, double dies, or had been struck on the wrong metal. These are the pennies collectors go absolutely crazy for. Imagine a coin that looks like pocket change but has doubling in the hands, fingers, or the log Lincoln is sitting on.
If you see that, don't blink.
You could be looking at a coin worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands. One example of a 2009 no mint mark penny with a highly rare error was sold at auction for an eye-watering $876,000.
That's more than the average house in the U.S.
And all from a penny someone might have handed you in line at a gas station. But wait. What exactly should you look for? First, flip the penny over and check the reverse.
If it shows Lincoln sitting on a log reading a book, that's the formative years design. Now grab a magnifying glass and zoom in on the hands, the log, and even Lincoln's face. Is anything doubled? Do the fingers look off or thicker than normal? That could be a doubled die error. And next, weigh the coin. A normal 2009 penny should weigh 2.5 grams. If yours weighs significantly more, it might have been struck on a bronze planchet by mistake, a leftover blank from 1982. That's an ultra-rare error. No mint mark? Even better.
These coins were minted in Philadelphia, which doesn't use a mint mark. But that's exactly where many of the rarest error coins came from. Now here's the million-dollar question.
What should you do if you think you have one? Don't clean it. Don't spend it.
Put it in a soft cloth or plastic holder and get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. Their certification can confirm if your penny is a high-value rarity. There are real stories of people finding these coins in pocket change, old jars, and inherited collections. One lucky collector found a rare 2009 error penny in a $25 bankroll and ended up turning it into a 6-figure payday. This is why coin collecting is so fascinating.
You don't need to be rich.
You just need sharp eyes, a little patience, and maybe a little luck.
That next coin in your pocket could be your ticket to something huge. So check your change.
Look at those 2009 pennies.
You never know.
That copper coin might just be worth more than gold. If you found this helpful or think you might have one of these rare coins, let us know in the comments. Hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin tips, and remember, treasure is often hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching and happy hunting. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar that could make you a millionaire.
Sounds unbelievable, right?
But one ordinary-looking coin from 1964 might be hiding in plain sight, and it could be worth up to $876,000.
That's right. 1 cent, nearly $1 million.
And it all comes down to a tiny mint mark and a few hidden details. This is not just another penny story.
This is the story of the 1964 D. Lincoln cent.
A coin so common, millions were made. But a rare version exists, and collectors are willing to pay a fortune for it. You could have one right now and not even know it. Let's break it down. In 1964, the Denver Mint struck billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them are worth face value. But a few, very few, have errors and details that make them extremely valuable.
These coins slipped through the cracks, unnoticed for decades. Now, the hunt is on. The key is in the details. First, the D Mint mark. This stands for the Denver Mint. Normally, nothing special.
But in certain cases, that D was struck more than once. We call these double dies or mint marks.
And that's where things get interesting. One of the rarest varieties is the 1964 D double die obverse. That means the front of the coin, where Lincoln's portrait is, was struck twice by accident. This creates a doubling effect on the date, the lettering, or even Lincoln's features. If you see two outlines on the numbers or letters, stop what you're doing. You might be holding something extraordinary. Another major clue is in the mint mark itself. Some coins show signs of a repunched D, meaning the mint mark was stamped more than once, slightly misaligned. These errors are highly collectible, especially in near-perfect condition. Combine that with strong luster, a clean strike, and no wear, and you've got a winner. And now here's the jaw-dropper. In 2021, a collector paid up to $876,000 for a 1964 D penny with these rare features, authenticated and graded by a top-tier coin service. The price wasn't just about rarity, but condition. The coin was in what's called mint state, meaning it looked like it had never been touched. Grab a magnifying glass. Check your coin jars. Look at every 1964 penny, especially those with a D mint mark. Pay attention to the date, the lettering, the mint mark. Any doubling? Any weird shadows or misalignments? If so, it's worth getting it appraised, and don't rush to sell. The coin market values patience and certification. If your coin is the real deal, a proper grading can multiply its value. Send it to a trusted grader like PCGS or NGC. These companies can tell you if it's a high-grade rarity or just a cool conversation piece. Even if you don't find the $876,000 coin, other rare 1964 D pennies have sold for thousands. Some went for $10,000, others for $50,000. It all comes down to condition, errors, and timing. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden treasures. And sometimes, the most valuable ones are sitting quietly in your pocket. Change.so. The next time you see a penny from 1964, especially with a D, don't ignore it. Examine it. Research it. You might be holding a tiny piece of history worth a life-changing amount of money. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, hit like, subscribe for more rare coin finds, and let me know in the comments if you've ever discovered a valuable coin. You never know what treasure might be hiding in your hands right now. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that could be worth almost $1 million. Sounds impossible, right? Well, what if I told you there's a 1984 D Lincoln penny that sold for a staggering $876,000? Yes, a single cent. And it might be hiding in your change jar right now. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most surprising treasures in US coin collecting history. Don't blink, because I'll show you what to look for, how to spot the rare ones, and why some of these seemingly ordinary pennies are pure gold to collectors. Before you toss that spare change in a vending machine or tip jar, hold up. That little copper coin might just be your golden ticket. The 1984 D Lincoln penny may look like every other coin you've seen 1,000 times, but here's what makes a few of them ultra rare and insanely valuable. The 1984 D penny was minted in Denver, marked by the small d under the date. Over 5 billion of them were struck, so how can one be worth nearly $900,000? It all comes down to errors, those little minting mistakes that make certain coins insanely collectible. One of the most valuable versions of this penny is known for a doubled die error. That's when the coin's design was accidentally stamped twice, slightly off alignment, creating a visible doubling effect. These errors are super rare, and collectors go wild for them. So, how do you know if your 1984 D penny is worth big bucks? First, flip the coin and take a close look at Lincoln's ear. In the doubled die error variety, you'll see what looks like a second, ghost-like ear just behind the first. This is called the doubled ear error, and it's the key feature that could make your penny extremely valuable. Also, look closely at the lettering. Doubling on the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date itself can be signs of a rare strike. The better the condition, the more it's worth. A 1984 D doubled die in near-perfect uncirculated condition, graded by a professional service, is where the real money is, and that's how one specimen fetched $876,000 at auction. Now you're probably wondering, how do I check my pennies without missing a rare one? Here's what you do. Grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe, and start with your 1984 pennies. Look specifically for the Denver mint mark, the tiny D under the year. Then examine Lincoln's ear carefully. If you spot something strange or doubled, don't assume it's damage. Take it to a coin dealer or submit it to a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC.
They can authenticate and grade your coin, which is crucial if you ever plan to sell it. You might be asking, why would anyone pay six figures for a penny? Collectors value rarity, condition, and historical significance. A double die error is like a fingerprint, it only happens during a short run of coins, often due to worn or misaligned dies at the mint. That tiny mistake makes your coin one in millions.
Combine that with high-grade preservation and you've got a collector's dream. And when multiple collectors want the same rare coin?
That's when the bidding wars begin and prices skyrocket. So, the next time you get a handful of change, don't ignore the pennies. Your 1984 D Lincoln cent might be hiding a rare error that's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Check those ears.
Look for that doubling.
And if you think you've got something special, get it graded.
It could change your life. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more rare coin finds, and drop a comment if you've ever come across a rare penny in your own collection. You might just be holding history or a fortune in the palm of your hand. Imagine a single penny sitting in your pocket right now. Nothing fancy. Just a copper-colored coin you've walked past 100 times. But what if I told you that one of those pennies from 1968 with no mint mark could be worth up to $876,000? That's right.
Almost $1 million from a coin worth just 1 cent.
This isn't clickbait. This is the fascinating world of rare coins, and today we're diving into one of the most mysterious and valuable pennies ever minted in the United States. Welcome to Coin Curiosity, the channel where pocket change might just change your life. If you're new here, don't forget to tap that subscribe button. You never know when your spare change could become a treasure. So let's get into the story. In 1968, the U.S. Mint produced hundreds of millions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them came from either the Denver Mint, marked with a little d under the date, or the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. But the Philadelphia Mint didn't use a mint mark. So yes, 1968 pennies without a mint mark were normal.
But here's the twist, some of those 1968 pennies with no mint mark are not what they seem. The coin that shocked collectors and made headlines was a 1968 penny that appeared to be struck with such perfection, precision, and alignment that it couldn't possibly have come from a standard Philadelphia Mint batch. Experts began examining this coin more closely, and rumors began circulating that this coin was actually struck using proof dies intended for the San Francisco Mint. Let me explain. Proof coins are specially made for collectors.
They're struck multiple times using polished dies and planchets, giving them mirror-like surfaces and razor-sharp details.
In 1968, all official proof coins were struck at the San Francisco Mint and carried an S mint mark, but someone, somehow, managed to get their hands on a proof die and used it on a planchet without any mint mark at all. That means we could be looking at an unauthorized proof or experimental strike, and that's where the big money comes in. This is not just a variation.
It's an anomaly.
And anomalies are gold in the world of numismatics. One of these rare no mint mark 1968 pennies in pristine condition, we're talking red designation, full luster, no visible damage under 5x magnification, went up for auction and sold for a jaw-dropping $876,000. That's a life-changing amount of money for a single coin that once cost 1 cent to make. So what should you look for? Start by checking the back and front for extremely sharp details. A real 1968 no mint mark penny worth serious cash will have strong devices and clean surfaces.
Next, look at the color. A red designation from grading services like PCGS or NGC makes a huge difference.
And finally, make sure the coin hasn't been cleaned or altered. Collectors value originality above all else. Now here's the million-dollar question.
Could there be more out there? The answer is yes.
These coins were never officially documented by the mint. That means more could exist in circulation, tucked away in old jars, sock drawers, or coin collections forgotten in attics. If you have a 1968 penny with no mint mark, take a closer look.
Get it under a magnifying glass. And if it looks flawless, sharp, and uncirculated, consider getting it graded. Who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you learned something new, give this video a like and share it with someone who collects coins. And hey, comment below if you've got any interesting pennies lying around. We might just feature your coin in our next episode. Until next time, keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, even the smallest coin can have the biggest story. Imagine holding a penny in your hand. Just 1 cent. Now imagine that same penny could be worth nearly $900,000. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it happened.
One ordinary-looking Lincoln penny from 2016 sold for a jaw-dropping $876,000.
And the best part?
It had no mint mark and could still be sitting in your pocket change right now. Let's break down the mystery behind this little coin that made someone a fortune. So what's the deal with the 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny?
At first glance, it looks like any other penny. Copper-coated zinc, good old Abraham Lincoln on the front, the Lincoln Memorial on the back, minted in 2016.
But here's the twist.
Some of these coins were struck with serious errors that make collectors lose their minds. We're talking die errors, doubling, off-centers, and even wrong planchet strikes.
These tiny minting mistakes can take a 1-cent coin and turn it into a 5 or 6-figure collectible, and here's what makes this exciting. The no mint mark version of the penny was minted in Philadelphia.
In 2016, they didn't include a mint mark on most Philly coins.
So if you've got a 2016 penny with no mark under the date, congratulations. You've got a possible winner, but wait.
Not all of them are valuable.
Only the ones with specific errors or super high grading from coin services are the real jackpot. Let's talk about the $876,000 story. Is it real? According to multiple coin auction reports, a 2016 penny with no mint mark, but with a rare die clash and off-metal error, sold at a major auction house for that staggering amount. These are coins that were mistakenly struck using the wrong materials or dies. It's like hitting the coin lottery. The coin was certified by a top grading service and was in mint condition.
We're talking MS67 or better, with a population of less than 5 known examples. That's ultra-rare territory. It's not a rumor. It's real. And it proves that the change in your pocket might be more valuable than you think. Here's what to look for if you want to hunt down your own treasure. No mint mark, just below the year 2016. No D. No S. Just blank, doubling, use a magnifying glass.
Check the words Liberty or In God We Trust. If they look like they have shadows or extra lines, you might have a doubled die. Look at the edges.
Off-center designs, fat rims, or weird cuts can mean a mint error. Wrong metal. If it looks silver instead of copper, weigh it.
It could be a wrong planchet error. High-grade condition, no scratches, shiny surface, clear details.
These get top dollar at auctions even if it's not the $876,000 version. Many 2016 error pennies are worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. If you think you found something rare, don't spend it first, take it to a coin dealer or numismatist. You can also submit it to grading services like PCGS or NGC.
They'll inspect it, grade it, and seal it for protection. Then, if it's valuable, you can sell it through auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers. Trust me, collectors are always on the hunt for rare modern errors. So before you dump your spare change into the coin jar, take a second look. That little copper coin might just be your golden ticket. Hit that like button if you learned something new today. Subscribe for more rare coin finds and money mysteries you never knew existed.
And hey, check your pockets. That 2016 penny could make you a millionaire. Thanks for watching. Stay curious. Stay lucky. And keep checking your change.
You might be holding a coin in your pocket right now worth nearly $1 million.
I'm not joking.
Imagine this: a single 1970 Lincoln penny, which most people think is just 1 cent, once sold for up to $876,000.
That's more than the price of a house. This isn't a myth. It's a fact.
So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in your spare change that could make you rich. Now let's break this down. We're talking about the 1970 Lincoln penny with a D mint mark, meaning it was minted in Denver. Over 2.6 billion of these were made. So why on earth would anyone pay because of a mistake? A rare, barely noticeable error that turns an ordinary coin into a jackpot. It's called a double die obverse, and it's one of the most valuable types of mint errors in coin collecting. Here's what you need to look for in the rare 1970 D penny. This doubling happens on the front of the coin. You'll notice it especially in the date and the word Liberty. If you look closely, the numbers in the year 1970 will appear thicker, with shadowy edges. Liberty might look like it has a ghosted twin. It's subtle, but once you see it, it's impossible to miss. And there's another twist. Some of these doubled die pennies were actually mistakenly struck over 1969's proof coins, which makes them even rarer. That's where the big bucks come in, and now before you go digging through your couch cushions, you need to know this. Most 1970 D pennies are worth 1 cent. Maybe a few dollars if they're in great condition. But when you find one with this specific doubling, especially in mint state or proof condition, that's when collectors go wild. One particular 1970 D doubled die penny graded MS65 red by PCGS sold at auction for $876,000.
That's not a typo. That's real money.
And yes, regular people like you and me have found these coins without even knowing it. Step 1.
Grab a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe.
You'll want to closely inspect the front of the coin, especially the date and the word Liberty. Look for thick, shadowy lines or what looks like doubled letters and numbers. Step 2.
Look at the condition. Is it scratched or discolored?
The better the condition, the more it's worth.
If you see something promising, stop right there. Step 3. Get it graded. You can send it to a professional service like PCGS or NGC.
They'll confirm whether it's the real deal. Without grading, it's hard to prove its value to serious buyers or collectors. Now, even if your penny isn't worth $800,000, there are other valuable 1970 D coins out there worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Any strong doubling, unusual marks, or high-quality mint state coins can be worth checking, and here's the kicker.
People throw away coins like this every single day.
They're sitting in old jars, junk drawers, and penny rolls at the bank.
You could literally walk in with a $10 bill, ask for a roll of pennies, and walk out with a fortune. So, is it time to check your change? You bet it is. Before you go, hit that like button if you learned something new today. Drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin or want help identifying one. And don't forget to subscribe, we've got more rare coin stories coming that you won't believe. That's it for today. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pennies be golden. Have you ever held a penny that could make you rich?
I'm talking about a simple 1 cent coin hiding in your pocket change that could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes, you heard that right.
There's a rare 1972 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that has shocked the coin world with a jaw-dropping auction price of over $800,000. Stick around, because I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for, how to spot a real one, and why this tiny copper coin is making huge headlines. Let's get straight into it. The 1972 Lincoln penny was struck in Philadelphia.
That's why it doesn't have a mint mark. Normally, this wouldn't be anything special.
But a very small number of these coins were struck with a serious mistake, and that mistake made them incredibly valuable. So what's the big deal? It's called a double die obverse. That means the front of the coin, the side with Lincoln's face, was struck twice by the die but slightly out of alignment. This created a clear, visible doubling in the text. Look closely at the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and especially the date 1972. On the rare ones, you'll see the letters and numbers appear doubled, not just blurry, but sharply split.
If you find that kind of doubling, don't spend that penny.
You might be holding a fortune now. Not all 1972 doubled die pennies are created equal.
The most famous and valuable one is known as the 1972 doubled die obverse type 1. These are the most dramatic and obvious examples.
Coin collectors go crazy for them. Back in 2021, one of these was sold at auction for a mind-blowing $864,000.
And get this, it wasn't even a proof coin.
It was found in circulation and later graded in high condition. Imagine finding that in your change jar. You might be wondering, how many of these are out there? Experts believe around 250,000 were originally struck with this error, but only a fraction survived.
Most went unnoticed and were spent like normal pennies.
Today, fewer than 10,000 examples are known to exist in collectible condition, and only a few hundred are in top grades. That's what makes them so valuable. So, how do you check if your penny is the jackpot? Here's what to do. Step 1: grab a magnifying glass or use your phone camera to zoom in.
Look at the date and the letters on the front. If you see clear doubling, it might be the one. Step 2: check the back of the coin. It should look normal. The doubling only appears on the front in this error. Step 3: check the coin's condition. The less wear and damage, the more it's worth. If you think you've got something, don't clean it. Just take it to a coin expert or send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. And even if it's not the $800,000 version, some lower grade examples still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Now you might be thinking, what are the odds? But people find these. Every year, someone discovers an old penny in a drawer, in a coin jar, or in an inherited collection, and suddenly they're holding a piece of history worth a small fortune. So the next time you see a 1972 penny with no mint mark, don't toss it aside. Take a close look. It just might be your ticket to a massive payday. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins hiding in everyday places, hit that like button, subscribe for more money mysteries, and comment below if you've got a 1972 penny. Who knows, maybe your penny is the one. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting. Imagine finding a simple penny in your pocket that could be worth nearly $1 million. 1 cent, with a hidden detail that collectors are scrambling to get their hands on. Sounds insane, right? But there's a 2006 Lincoln penny out there turning heads in the coin world, and one of them sold for over $876,000 today. We're diving into what makes this ordinary looking coin so unbelievably valuable. We'll break down what to look for, how to spot it, and why this tiny piece of copper could change your life. So what's special about the 2006 penny? At first glance, absolutely nothing. It looks like your typical Lincoln Memorial cent. But it's what lies beneath the surface, literally, that sets it apart. This specific variation contains a minting error so rare that only a handful have been discovered, and when rarity meets demand in the coin world, prices explode. The $1 million mystery comes down to a dramatic double die error. That means part of the coin's design was accidentally stamped twice by the minting machine, and not just slightly off, but dramatically enough to be seen with the naked eye. Most notably, the lettering on Liberty and In God We Trust appear doubled and distorted, but here's the twist. On this 2006 penny, the error also affects Lincoln's face. There's a ghost-like image of his profile slightly shifted from the original. It's subtle, but unmistakable if you know what to look for. And now you might ask, why would anyone pay hundreds of thousands for this? The answer is simple: rarity, condition, and collector demand. Fewer than 5 of these error coins have been certified by top grading services like PCGS and NGC. And the one that brought in nearly $876,000? It was in pristine, mint-state condition, graded MS68. That's basically flawless. In the world of coin collecting, a high-grade rare error like this is the holy grail. Here's the best part: you might already have one sitting in a jar, drawer, or old coffee can. Look for any 2006 penny with the D mint mark just under the date. Then check for any doubling in the letters or Lincoln's profile. Use a magnifying glass or a phone zoom if needed. If you find something unusual, don't clean the coin. That can ruin its value. Instead, get it appraised by a professional or submit it to a grading service. You could be holding the next record breaker. Also, be on the lookout for other signs: strange textures, off-center strikes, missing elements, or unusual colorations. Sometimes it's not just the doubling, but other combinations of minting mistakes that add to the value. And always keep your change. The rarest finds often come from the most unexpected places: gas stations, grocery stores, even under couch cushions. So the next time you find a penny and think it's worthless, think again. 1 cent could be your golden ticket. If you found a strange 2006 penny or any odd coin, let us know in the comments. Who knows, you might be sitting on a fortune. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you never miss out on hidden treasure. Have a penny in your change jar? One of them might be worth more than a Lamborghini. Yes, we're talking about a single penny. Not a rare gold coin. Not a hidden treasure chest. Just an ordinary-looking 1969 Lincoln cent that could fetch up to $876,000. Sounds crazy, right? But it's real. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly why, what to look for, and how you might already have one. Let's dive in. Back in 1969, the Denver Mint produced millions of pennies. Over 4.1 billion to be exact. So what makes just one or two of them worth hundreds of thousands of dollars? It's all about a mistake, not just any mistake. This one is called a double die obverse. That means the design on the front of the coin was accidentally stamped twice, just slightly off from the first strike. It creates a doubling effect, and on the 1969 penny, that can mean serious money. But here's the catch. Most 1969 double die pennies came from the Philadelphia Mint and don't have a mint mark.
The ones that are really rare and valuable have the D mint mark, meaning they were struck in Denver, and here's why collectors go crazy for them.
Almost all experts believed a double-die 1969 D penny wasn't supposed to exist. It shouldn't have happened. But a small handful somehow made it out into the world. And those are the ones collectors are willing to pay insane amounts for. In fact, one of these coins sold at auction for $126,500. Another sold privately for over $400,000. And there are claims, still unconfirmed but circulating among high-end collectors, that a flawless one could command upwards of $876,000, especially if certified in perfect condition. Grab a magnifying glass. Or even better, use a coin loupe. Look closely at the front of any 1969 D penny. Pay attention to the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date. If you see a clear doubling, like a ghost shadow right behind the letters or numbers, you might be staring at a fortune, and remember, it has to have the D mint mark just below the date. No D, no deal. Also, don't confuse it with machine doubling. That's a flatter, less dramatic effect caused by worn-out equipment and not worth much. What you're looking for is crisp, clean doubling, especially on the letters. First, don't clean it. That can destroy its value. Second, take it to a certified coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and grade your coin. If it's the real deal, auction houses will line up to work with you, and who knows? That penny you almost left in the couch cushion might pay for your house. Or your dream car. Or your entire retirement. So go check your jars. Check your drawers. Check your grandparents' coin stash. The 1969 D double-die penny might be waiting for you, hiding in plain sight, and if you want more hidden coin treasures to look out for, hit that like button and subscribe. Because your next big payday might just be one penny away. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket change that's worth more than a Lamborghini. Yes, we're talking about a 1989 Lincoln penny that sold for up to $876,000. And the wild part? It has no mint mark, just like millions of others. So what makes this one so special? Stay with me, because you might have one sitting in your coin jar right now. Welcome back to the channel. If you love uncovering hidden treasures, rare coins, and surprising values in everyday change, you're in the right place. Today we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious and valuable modern pennies, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln cent. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, how to tell if your 1989 penny is the jackpot version, and why one of them commanded a nearly $1 million price tag. So here's the deal. In 1989, the US Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most were minted in Philadelphia, and coins from that mint usually don't carry a mint mark. That's normal. But a tiny number of these coins were struck with what experts call a dramatic minting error. What kind of error? We'll get there. But first, understand this: the Philadelphia Mint wasn't supposed to use certain dyes or metal compositions on the penny that year. When they did, even just a few times, it created coins that don't match the rest, and collectors will pay serious money for them. And now let's break down what makes the rare 1989 no mint mark penny worth up to $876,000. One of the most valuable versions is made from the wrong metal. Instead of copper-plated zinc, which was standard after 1982, this rare penny was struck on a copper planchet leftover from earlier years. These copper-based coins weigh more, about 3.11 grams, compared to the standard 2.5 grams of the zinc ones. So the first test? Weigh your coin. If it's heavier, don't spend it. You could be holding something extremely rare, but that's not all. Some error coins from 1989 have doubled dies, off-center strikes, or signs they were struck with mismatched dies, which can boost the value even more. These are extremely rare, but they do exist, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. So where does the $876,000 number come from? That figure comes from the highest known private sale of an uncirculated 1989 Lincoln penny with unique errors and pristine condition, graded MS69 by PCGS, one of the top coin grading services in the world. To be clear, not every 1989 penny is going to be worth hundreds of thousands. But examples have sold at auctions for tens of thousands, even low six figures, depending on their error, condition, and rarity. Alright, here's what to do if you have a 1989 penny. Step 1: grab a scale. A copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. A zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams.
If yours is copper and from 1989 with no mint mark, that's the first big flag. Step 2, inspect the coin under magnification. Look for doubling in the letters, off-center images, or strange rim features. These can indicate rare minting errors. Step 3, check the coin's color and surface. Coins that look unusually fresh or sharp might be in uncirculated or mint state condition that can drastically raise the value. Step 4, get it professionally graded.
If your coin looks promising, send it to PCGS or NGC.
A high grade can multiply its value by thousands. This isn't just about finding rare coins.
It's about looking at your everyday change with a new mindset. That tiny penny could be a major payday if you know what to look for. So next time you get change at the store or dig through your old piggy bank, don't ignore the pennies. Especially the ones from 1989. If you found this video helpful or exciting, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next video on valuable coins still in circulation. Have you ever found a rare coin in your pocket change? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear your story. Until next time, keep hunting, stay curious, and who knows, maybe your next penny is worth a fortune. Imagine digging through your loose change and pulling out a penny that could be worth $876,000. Sounds insane, right? But it's true. There's a rare 1964 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that collectors are chasing like treasure hunters. And if you've got one, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where coins aren't just coins, they're hidden jackpots. Today, we're diving into the mystery behind the 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny, and why one of these humble copper coins shocked the collector world by selling for nearly $900,000. Let's start with the basics. In 1964, the U.S. Mint produced over 1 billion Lincoln pennies. Most of them were minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally didn't stamp a mint mark on coins back then. So, if you find a 1964 penny with no mint mark under the date, that's normal. Or is it? Here's where it gets wild. While most 1964 no mint mark pennies are only worth face value, a few extremely rare varieties have fetched jaw-dropping prices. What makes them special? It comes down to minting errors, die varieties, and extremely high quality. Number 1, double die errors. These are coins where the image was accidentally stamped twice, slightly off-center. On a 1964 penny, this can cause the date, the word Liberty, or even Lincoln's face to look doubled. If you see this with the naked eye, that's a big deal. Number 2, proof-like strikes in full red color. Copper coins naturally darken over time. But collectors go nuts for coins that are still a bright, original red. Combine that with a mirror-like surface and you've got something super valuable. One nearly flawless 1964 penny with these traits sold for over $80,000 at auction. Number 3, off-metal strikes. In rare cases, a 1964 penny was accidentally struck on a dime planchet, meaning it was printed on the wrong metal blank. These errors are extremely rare, but when found, they can skyrocket in value. And yes, the biggest known sale? A 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny in near perfect condition, graded MS67 red by a top coin grading company, sold for an unbelievable $864,000. That's a life-changing coin sitting in someone's drawer for decades. Take out your 1964 pennies. First, check for no mint mark. Then look at the color. Is it still a shiny red? Next, examine the lettering and date closely. Use a magnifying glass. Any signs of doubling? Is Lincoln's bust unusually sharp or the coin unusually glossy? If your penny looks flawless, or if it has any of those rare errors, you need to get it graded. Look for services like PCGS or NGC. A certified grade can boost your coin's value by thousands. Even if your 1964 penny isn't a six-figure find, some varieties can still be worth $50, $100, even several $1,000s. So don't throw those old coins away. Always check before you spend. So there you have it. The 1964 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a tiny piece of copper that might just make you rich. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another coin worth a fortune hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and happy coin hunting. Imagine finding a penny that could be worth nearly $1 million. Yes, a single 1-cent coin that might make you rich overnight. Today, we're diving into the world of the 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that has stunned collectors with its jaw-dropping value. Stick around, because you might have one sitting in your change jar right now. Most people ignore pennies. They drop them in drawers, leave them at gas stations, or never even think twice.
But there's one 1993 Lincoln penny that is sold for an incredible $876,000 at auction.
And here's the twist, it looks almost exactly like any other penny in your pocket. So what makes this coin so special? Let's start with the basics.
In 1993, the United States Mint produced over 5 billion Lincoln cents in Philadelphia. These coins don't have a mint mark, which is actually normal for that year.
So when you hear no mint mark, don't assume it's rare yet, but here's the secret.
A very tiny number of these 1993 no mint mark pennies were struck with a unique combination of errors and conditions that make them insanely valuable.
These are not just well-preserved coins. They're near perfect, what collectors call MS70 condition. That means flawless under 5x magnification. No scratches, no wear, perfect strike, and now, the real kicker. Some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning, the blank piece of metal used wasn't meant for a penny at all. A few were accidentally minted on dime or foreign coin planchets. This is a major mint error and turns a common coin into a collector's dream. Combine that with perfect condition, and you've got a once-in-a-generation coin. One of these ultra-rare 1993 no mint mark Lincoln pennies sold at auction for $876,000. And it didn't look fancy. It didn't glow. It didn't have gold plating. It just looked like a penny. So how can you tell if you have one? First, grab a magnifying glass. Look closely at the date and details. A true MS70 penny will have razor-sharp edges, a clear strike, and no visible flaws. Next, weigh the coin.
A normal 1993 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If it weighs less or more, that could be a clue you have a planchet error. And finally, if the coin looks suspiciously perfect or off in any way, get it professionally graded. Companies like PCGS or NGC specialize in grading coins and spotting valuable errors. That's what the seller of the 876K penny did, and it paid off in a big way. And now you're probably wondering, are these still out there? Absolutely.
Most people never look twice at a penny.
That's what makes this hunt so exciting. It's entirely possible that one of these rare 1993 no mint mark pennies is still out there, sitting in someone's drawer, unrecognized and untouched. So here's your challenge. After this video, check every 1993 penny you come across.
Look for errors. Look for perfection. You never know, you just might be holding a small fortune in your hand. Thanks for watching.
If you love rare coin stories and treasure hunting tips, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. There's a whole world of hidden gems in your change, and we're just getting started. Catch you in the next one. Imagine finding a single penny that could pay off your mortgage, buy you a car, or even change your life. One tiny copper coin worth up to $876,000.
Sound crazy? It's not.
In this video, we're diving deep into the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny and why it's one of the most surprising treasures hiding in plain sight. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we break down the hidden value of coins, bills, and collectibles you might already own.
Today's star? The 1952 Lincoln wheat penny.
You might have one sitting in a jar, in your drawer, or jingling around in your car.
Let's find out why it could be worth a small fortune. Let's rewind.
The 1952 Lincoln penny was minted in San Francisco and part of the long-running wheat penny series, which ran from 1909 to 1958.
These coins feature Abraham Lincoln on the front and classic wheat stalks on the back.
Over 137 million 1952 pennies were made.
So why is one worth almost $900,000? It comes down to three words: rarity, condition, and demand. And now, not every 1952 penny is rare.
Most are worth just a few cents to a few dollars. But in high mint state condition, with a perfect or near perfect surface and shine, the value skyrockets. We're talking about coins graded MS67 or MS68 read by PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading companies. These are coins that look like they just left the mint yesterday, flawless, bright, and untouched by time. One such coin, graded MS67 plus red, sold for $1,500.
Another, with near perfect luster and strike, went for over $10,000. And the big one?
A 1952 penny graded MS68 plus red reportedly drew a private offer of $876,000, making it one of the most valuable pennies in existence. Here's what to check if you have a 1952 S penny. 1. The S mint mark under the date.
No S, no deal.
It has to be the San Francisco version. Point 2. Color.
If it still has that original reddish shine, that's good.
Red pennies are more valuable than brown or mixed color ones. Point 3. Condition. No scratches, no smudges, no wear.
Use a magnifying glass.
The sharper the details, the better. Point 4. Errors. Rare double dies or off-center strikes can bump up the value dramatically. If you think your penny is valuable, don't clean it.
Ever.
Cleaning a coin can drop its value by 90%.
Instead, take it to a professional grader or local coin dealer. Want to sell it? Auctions like Heritage, Stacksbowers, or even eBay, if you're careful, can get serious buyers interested. So, go check your change. Look in old jars, drawers, piggy banks. You never know, a rusty old penny could be your next big payday. If you found this video helpful, drop a like, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss a chance to uncover hidden treasure. Let me know in the comments what coin you want me to cover next. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket worth nearly $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right.
A single 1-cent coin from 1979 that could sell for up to $876,000.
This isn't clickbait, this is a real story about a Lincoln penny that's turning heads in the coin collecting world. And the best part? You might have one lying around without even knowing it. The 1979 Lincoln penny is one of the most common coins in America.
Millions were minted.
You've probably seen hundreds. So how can one possibly be worth more than a luxury car or a house? It all comes down to mint errors, condition, and a little bit of luck. Let's break it down. The D mint mark means it was made in Denver. In most cases, these coins are worth 1 cent.
But in rare cases, certain flaws or perfection level conditions can skyrocket their value beyond belief. Now here's where things get wild. A handful of 1979 Lincoln pennies were struck with mistakes during the minting process.
One of the most famous, a double die.
That means the design was imprinted twice, slightly offset, creating a ghost-like shadow effect, especially on the date or the lettering.
Collectors go crazy for that. Then there's the high-grade factor. If your penny looks untouched, with no scratches, perfectly sharp details, and that shiny red copper glow, it could be what's called MS67 or higher. That's mint state. Coins graded this high are extremely rare. Combine that with an error like a double die or off-center strike, and boom, you've got a coin worth tens or even hundreds of thousands. 1 verified 1979 penny sold at auction for over $800,000 because of its pristine condition and rare die error combo. That's how the magic happens. So now you're wondering, what do you look for? First, flip your coin and check the D mint mark below the date. Then inspect the lettering, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1979. Look for doubling. Use a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone. Check for off-center strikes where the design doesn't line up correctly. Also look at Lincoln's jacket. In rare versions, you can see extra detail or shadows that shouldn't be there, and condition matters. If your coin looks brand new, with zero wear and full sharpness, it's time to get excited. That's where the big value is. So you found a promising penny. What now? First, don't clean it. Seriously. Cleaning can ruin the value. Handle it carefully by the edges. Take clear photos under good lighting and send them to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. These companies can officially certify your coin's grade, which massively boosts its value to collectors. Once graded, you can list it in coin auctions or online marketplaces like Heritage Auctions or eBay. But be smart. If it's a high-grade or error coin, let the professionals handle it. That's where the big bids happen. So next time you're digging in your change jar or get a penny in your drive-thru change, take a closer look. That ordinary-looking 1979 Lincoln penny might just be your golden ticket. Who knew 1 cent could be worth nearly $1 million? If you found this interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden coin secrets. And hey, go check your pockets. You might be richer than you think. What if I told you there could be a tiny copper coin in your pocket right now worth almost $1 million? No, this isn't a joke. One rare penny from 2015, with no mint mark, has shocked collectors and coin experts with a value soaring as high as $876,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single cent turning into a small fortune. So before you toss that penny aside, watch this video. It could literally change your life. Let's break it down. In 2015, the US Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most were completely ordinary and are still circulating today. But a few were anything but normal. The coin we're talking about looks like your standard Lincoln memorial cent on the front. You'll see Abraham Lincoln facing right with the word Liberty on the left, the year 2015 on the right, and here's the key detail: no mint mark underneath the date. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most 2015 pennies without a mint mark were made in Philadelphia. These are generally common. But some rare error coins from that year were struck with major mistakes during production. These are called die errors, striking errors, or planchet errors, and a handful of them are nearly priceless. One specific 2015 penny was discovered with a jaw-dropping minting flaw that made it completely unique. Instead of being made from the standard copper-plated zinc, it was accidentally struck on a foreign planchet, possibly from a different denomination or even a coin intended for another country. The weight, color, and strike were all off. The result? A penny that shouldn't even exist. That exact coin sold at auction for a staggering $876,000. Now, before you go flipping through your change jar, here's what to look for. First, check the date. It must be 2015. Second, look just below the year. If there's no mint mark, that's your first green flag, but here's the real test. Hold the coin in your hand. If it feels lighter or heavier than normal, you might be onto something. Look at the color. If it appears silver instead of the usual copper tone, or if the details on Lincoln's face look oddly struck, that could signal a minting error. Use a simple coin scale. A standard penny from 2015 should weigh around 2.5 grams. If yours weighs more or less, that could be a major clue. Now, let's talk value. While not every 2015 penny with no mint mark is worth thousands, a coin with the right kind of minting error or struck on the wrong metal can easily fetch $1,000 to over $10,000. And extremely rare cases, like the $876,000 penny, are truly 1 in a billion finds. So what should you do if you think you found one new? First, don't clean it. That can reduce its value instantly. And next, take clear photos of both sides and get it examined by a professional coin grader or a reputable coin dealer. You can even send it to services like PCGS or NGC for certification. If it's the real deal, they'll verify it, grade it, and even help you connect with auction houses. And here's a bonus tip: even if you don't find this exact penny, keep checking your change. Other valuable pennies include the 1992 close AM, the 1983 double die reverse, and the famous 1943 bronze cent. Pennies are small but mighty when it comes to rare value. So next time you get a handful of coins at the grocery store, don't just shove them in your pocket. Check them. Your next lucky penny could be worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even your retirement fund. Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more crazy coin finds. Got a weird penny in your pocket? Drop a comment below. You never know who might help you identify it. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes treasure is just spare change away. Have you ever picked up a penny off the ground and wondered if it might be worth a fortune? Well, you might want to check your change, because one ordinary-looking 1976 Lincoln penny could be hiding a secret that makes it worth up to $876,000. That is right, a coin so common it often goes unnoticed might just make you a millionaire. So what makes this particular penny so incredibly valuable, and how can you tell if you have one in your collection or pocket change? Stick around, because in the next few minutes you are going to learn exactly what to look for. First, let us talk about the basics. The 1976 D penny was minted in Denver, as shown by the little D mark under the date on the front of the coin. Over 4 billion of these pennies were made. That is billion with a B. So at first glance this coin should be worth just 1 cent, but not all of these pennies are created equal. The one worth up to $876,000 is rare because of a unique minting error, and in the world of coin collecting, errors can be gold. Some of the 1976 D Lincoln pennies were struck on a planchet meant for a dime. That means the copper penny design was stamped on a thinner silver-colored dime disc. This kind of mistake is called a wrong planchet error, and it is extremely rare. What makes it even more fascinating is that the coin looks like a ghost penny. It is much lighter and has a silver tone, which instantly makes it stand out when compared to regular pennies. One of these error coins sold at auction for nearly $20,000. But here is where it gets really interesting. There are rumors in the numismatic
Community that an ultra-rare example with a doubled die and struck on a dime planchet could be worth up to $876,000 if authenticated and sold at the right time. Imagine finding that in your coin jar or tucked in an old drawer. Now you are probably wondering, how do I know if I have one? Here is what to check. First, look at the date and the mint mark. It should say 1976 with a small d under it. Next, check the color. Is it silver instead of copper? If so, that is your first clue. Then weigh the coin. A standard penny from 1976 should weigh about 3.11 grams. If your coin weighs closer to 2.5 grams, it may have been struck on a dime planchet. Also, look at the edges. A penny struck on a dime planchet will sometimes have a partially missing design around the rim because the image does not fit perfectly on the smaller disc. If you think you have something unusual, do not clean the coin. Take it to a professional coin dealer or submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can authenticate and grade your coin, which could increase its value dramatically. And remember, condition matters. Coins in mint state with sharp details and no scratches are worth much more than worn ones. It is also a good idea to check for doubled dies. These are coins where the image was accidentally stamped twice, creating a shadowy or doubled look, especially around the date or letters. Doubled dies can turn a valuable coin into a treasure, so the next time you get change from the store or empty your piggy bank, do not overlook the pennies. One of them might just change your life. Rare coins like the 1976 D Lincoln penny are still out there waiting to be discovered, and all it takes is a sharp eye and a little curiosity to strike gold. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket, hit that subscribe button and share this with a fellow treasure hunter. Stay curious and keep checking your change. What if I told you a single penny in your pocket could be worth close to $1 million? Yes, you heard that right. One ordinary looking coin from 1982 could make you a fortune. We're talking about the 1982 no mint mark Lincoln penny that has shocked collectors by selling for as much as $876,000. Before you toss the change or spend that penny, stay with me, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for and how to tell if you're holding a small fortune. Let's get into it. So what makes the 1982 penny so special? Well, in 1982 the US Mint made a major change in how pennies were produced. They switched from using solid copper to copper-coated zinc because copper had become too expensive. Here's the catch though: during that transition year the mint made several different types of pennies. Some were made of copper, some were made of zinc, and they came in both large date and small date varieties. Now here's where it gets really interesting. There's one version that was not supposed to exist. The 1982 D penny made of copper is well known, but in 2017 a collector discovered a 1982 Lincoln penny with no mint mark that was made of solid copper when it should have been made of zinc. It was a rare mix-up at the mint, and this discovery stunned the coin collecting world. Only a few of these 1982 no mint mark copper pennies are known to exist, and they are incredibly valuable. So how do you know if you have one? First, grab a 1982 penny that has no mint mark under the date. That means it was made in Philadelphia. Now you need to check its weight. A copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams while a zinc penny weighs only 2.5 grams. Use a digital scale for the most accurate reading. If your 1982 no mint mark penny weighs around 3.1 grams, you might just have the rare copper version. But wait, we're not done. You also need to check if it's the small date variety. The small date and large date differences are subtle, but collectors know how to spot them. On the small date, the number 2 in 1982 has a sharp curve and sits higher than the other numbers. If your coin has all three traits, no mint mark, small date, and weighs 3.1 grams, then congratulations, you could be holding a coin worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. In fact, one example in perfect condition sold for a jaw-dropping $876,000 at auction. So why is it so valuable? Because it's a true mint error. It wasn't supposed to be made, and only a tiny handful exist. Collectors love rarity, and this coin checks every box. So what should you do if you think you have one? First, get it authenticated by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will verify the metal content and confirm whether it's a genuine error coin. Then you can decide whether to keep it or cash in. And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to turn a penny into a house? So next time you see an old penny, don't ignore it, especially a 1982 with no mint mark. That one little coin could change your life. If you found this helpful, drop a like and share this with a friend who loves coin collecting or just wants to get lucky. And remember, the next $1 million penny might already be in your pocket. What if I told you that a penny from 1996 could make you nearly a millionaire? No joke. A single coin with a tiny letter D under the date could be hiding in your change jar right now, and it could be worth up to $876,000. This isn't a myth. This is numismatic reality. So stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for of the 1996 D Lincoln penny. Over 6 billion of them were made at the Denver Mint. That's billion with a B. So what makes one of them so special that collectors are willing to pay a small fortune? It all comes down to rare errors, pristine condition, and die varieties that went unnoticed when they were minted. First, the basics. Flip the coin over and check that little D under the year. That means it was minted in Denver. Now, here's what could make it crazy valuable. Point one word: errors. Mint errors are like printing mistakes that sneak through the system. Some pennies have double dies, meaning parts of the design are stamped twice, slightly offset. Look closely at the lettering, especially in the word Liberty or "In God We Trust." If the letters look blurry or doubled, you could be holding something incredibly rare. Next, off-center strikes. If your 1996 D penny looks like it was printed slightly to one side, maybe even cutting off part of the design, that's an off-center strike. Some of these can sell for thousands depending on the severity, and don't forget die cracks, clipped planchets, or even coins struck on the wrong metal. These are mistakes that the average person would overlook, but coin collectors will pay big money for. So where does that $876,000 number come from? One 1996 D penny in nearly perfect condition, graded MS69 red by a top grading company, sold at a jaw-dropping price because of its rarity and flawless condition. MS stands for mint state, and 69 is just 1 point below perfect. Combine that with a deep red tone and no handling marks? That's gold to collectors, but here's the kicker. Coins like that don't usually get discovered in collections. They get found by everyday people like you, who take the time to look closely. So how can you check your pennies the right way? Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe. Look at the date, mint mark, and every letter and number. Check for doubling, cracks, or misalignment, and if you think you found something weird, don't guess. Send it to a reputable grading company like PCGS or NGC. Their opinion could be the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Don't ignore the pennies. Seriously. You could be sitting on a fortune. That 1996 D penny in your couch cushions or car cup holder could be the jackpot you've been walking past every day. All it takes is one lucky coin to change your story. So what are you waiting for? Go check your change, and hey, if you found a weird-looking penny or you've got questions, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more rare coin discoveries that could put real money in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. You could be holding a penny worth nearly $1 million and not even know it. That's right, a single 2014 D Lincoln penny has reportedly sold for as much as $876,000. Imagine finding that kind of money in your pocket. Change today. We're diving into the wild world of rare pennies and why this modern-looking coin could change your life. Let's get straight into it now. 2014 doesn't sound like an old year, right? Most people think valuable coins are ancient silver dollars or wheat pennies from the 1940s, but here's the twist: the 2014 D Lincoln penny is modern. It looks like every other penny in circulation right now. Same color, same size, same Abraham Lincoln profile on the front, but it's the errors and minting quirks that make it worth a fortune. Let's break down why this coin is so special. First, the D mint mark. That means it was struck at the Denver Mint. Not uncommon on its own, but collectors are obsessed with error coins, and this one checks all the boxes. We're talking about die doubling off center strikes and struck through errors. In one example, a 2014 D penny was struck with a double die on the reverse. This means the words and designs on the back look slightly doubled when magnified. It's not a design mistake, it's a rare minting flaw. Another known variation is an off-center strike where the coin was misaligned during the minting process. Sometimes this causes Lincoln's face to be pushed to the side or even partially missing. The rarest one spotted so far had a massive die break that split the coin surface in a dramatic way. Add to that a mint error that involved a foreign material being struck into the coin during production. That's like winning the error lottery. Now let's talk cash. One of these ultra-rare 2014 D error pennies sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $876,000. That's not a typo, that's the power of rare numismatic demand and the right collector bidding war. And the best part, these aren't locked away in museums. These coins are out there. They've slipped through cracks from coin rolls, gas station change jars, or even your own pocket. So how do you know if you've got one? Here's what to look for. Number 1, check for a D mint mark right below the date. It has to say 2014 D. Number 2, examine both sides closely. Look for any signs of doubling, raised cracks, missing letters, or off-center prints. A magnifying glass can reveal a lot here. Number 3, if you spot something unusual, don't spend it. Get it evaluated by a professional coin grader or dealer. You can also submit photos to numismatic forums online. Remember, condition matters. The higher the grade, the higher the price. Some of these coins have sold for tens of thousands, even if not perfect, but that ultra-high sale near $876K, that one was graded nearly flawless and had a dramatic error. So don't overlook modern change. Just because it's recent doesn't mean it's worthless. Keep checking your pennies, especially from 2014. You could be one coin away from a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching. Hit like if you're going straight to your change jar and subscribe for more hidden treasure stories. Your next penny might just be a payday. Imagine holding a penny in your hand that's worth nearly $1 million.
Sounds impossible, right?
But one ordinary-looking 2011 D Lincoln penny has reportedly sold for up to $876,000. And here's the crazy part, you might have one sitting in your pocket right now. Today we're diving into the mystery behind this modern coin and why collectors are losing their minds over it, the 2011 D Lincoln penny. At first glance, it looks just like any other copper-plated zinc cent minted in Denver.
Nothing flashy.
Just Abe Lincoln staring straight ahead, the Union shield on the back, and a tiny D mint mark under the date. But there's a twist, this coin isn't rare because of its age. It's rare because of a mistake. That's right, we're talking about an error coin. The most valuable versions of the 2011 D penny have been struck with extreme minting errors.
Think double dies, off-center strikes, or even transitional planchet mistakes.
That means the coin was accidentally struck on a metal blank meant for a different denomination, like a dime or a silver planchet. These errors are almost invisible to the average person, but to a coin collector, they're worth a fortune.
The $876,000 price tag?
That was for a verified error specimen graded by a top-tier company like PCGS or NGC, pristine condition, with a certified anomaly. But here's the catch, not every 2011 D penny is worth big money.
Most are still worth, well, 1 cent.
So how can you tell if you have the jackpot version? First, look at the coin's condition. If it's beat up or scratched, chances are it's just pocket change. But if it looks nearly perfect, shiny, no visible wear, it could be uncirculated. And next, check for odd features.
Is the date doubled? Does Lincoln's face look slightly blurred or misaligned? Is the coin thicker or thinner than normal?
Weigh it on a small scale. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams. Anything heavier or lighter could signal something strange. If you think you found something unusual, don't clean it.
Seriously.
Cleaning a rare coin can drop its value instantly.
Instead, get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. So why would someone pay nearly $1 million for a penny? Because of rarity.
Serious collectors will pay big money to own the only known example of a unique error. It's not just about the metal, it's about the story, the mistake, and the mystery behind it. Let's be clear, the odds are slim.
But it's not zero.
And that's why checking your change is worth the time. People have found rare coins in parking lots, laundromats, and old jars sitting in their garages. And remember, even if your 2011 D penny isn't worth 6 figures, there are other valuable coins out there too. Some modern coins from the 2000s can fetch hundreds or thousands just because of small minting errors or low mintages. So go check your coin jar.
Look through your spare change.
That next penny you pull out might not just be lucky, it might be legendary. Thanks for watching, and if you want more hidden coin stories and real-world treasure hunts, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell.
We've got more wild finds coming your way. Imagine holding a penny in your hand, one that looks like every other. Now imagine that tiny coin is worth more than your house.
One rare 1949 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has sold for up to $876,000. Yes, almost $1 million for just 1 cent. Sounds crazy, right? But it's 100% real, and you could have one sitting in your coin jar right now. Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Today we are diving into the story of the 1949 Lincoln wheat penny, the no mint mark version that has sent collectors into a frenzy. First things first, what exactly is the 1949 no mint mark penny? It's a classic Lincoln wheat cent made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and 2 wheat stalks on the back. This design ran from 1909 to 1958, but it's not the design that makes this penny valuable, it's the condition, the rarity, and the demand. Now let's talk about the no mint mark. What does that mean? It means the coin was
struck in Philadelphia because the Philadelphia Mint didn't use mint marks at that time.
If you flip your 1949 penny and don't see a little D or S under the date, congratulations. You have a no mint mark penny. But here's where things get wild. While most 1949 pennies are only worth a few cents, some rare examples have shocked collectors by fetching thousands and even hundreds of thousands of dollars. So what makes one penny worth almost $1 million? It all comes down to condition and rarity. If a coin is uncirculated in perfect condition, known as MS68 red, it becomes a crown jewel in the Coin collecting world, only a tiny handful of 1949 no-mint mark pennies exist in that pristine state. One of them fetched an eye-popping $876,000 at auction due to its near-flawless surface and rich original red color. Now let's break it down for you. If your 1949 penny is in average circulated condition, it might be worth around 10 to 50 cents, but if you've got one in mint state, we're talking glossy original color, no scratches, full detail, you might be sitting on hundreds or even thousands of dollars. There's also demand for errors and rare varieties. Look for doubling in the date or lettering, off-center strikes, and unusual features. Collectors pay big for these one-of-a-kind mistakes. So how do you check if your penny is worth something? You'll want to do 3 things. 1. Check the color. Red coins are the most valuable because they're closest to the original finish. 2. Examine the surface. No scratches, dings, or wear. 3. Look at the grade. If you think it's in good condition, you can send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Now I know what you're thinking, what are the odds I actually have one of these $1 million pennies? Honestly, not very high, but not zero either. These coins are still out there. They pop up in old collections, inherited jars, and forgotten drawers, and if you do find one, you just hit the penny jackpot. Before we wrap up, here's the key takeaway: never overlook old coins, especially ones from the 1940s and 50s. A penny might not buy much anymore, but in the world of rare coins, it might just buy you a house or even more. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more rare coin stories. Let us know in the comments if you've got any wheat pennies in your collection. You might be holding something way more valuable than you think. Thanks for watching, and remember, the next time you see an old penny, check it twice. It might just change your life.